Yo, 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 what is good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family? Back again with another daily Casper and crypto live stream. Very early today, I know. I apologize, but I am unfortunately busy later today at the usual allotted time, so I had to put up the schedule a little bit. Now, with that being said, welcome back to the stream, everybody, if you are just tuning in or watching on playback. And we do have some, an interesting take right now on the market. Ultimately, everybody's uncertainty is at all-time highs. A lot of people right now, myself included, are under the impression that, we're going to see the market recover. It's so obvious. It's almost telegraphed. We have to see it recover by this point. We reached a peak of 108k Bitcoin in, January time. We see it correct quite heavily, but, this is not news to us. We've seen Bitcoin correct 30%, if not more so, at peaks before seeing a reversal in the price and then it making an all-time high. So we all believe it will come back. And while I have sources in this video to support that claim, and I do believe that as much, the question had to be asked as well and understood that, we are in a new market, a new cycle. Institutions here for the first time ever. Potentially, they will do every dirty trick in the book necessary to shake you out of your bags. Now, with that being said, it's not a FUD inducing video. It's meant to be an educational video to give you as many different potential viewpoints as possible. So hopefully you can stay up to date with the crypto news and ultimately understand, how you should be devising your own trading strategy at this current moment in time. Me, I'm not worried right now. I still see the green hills of Valhalla in the future to be with Casper and crypto as a whole. But of course, questions have to be asked right now. With that being said, hopefully you're having a very, very good day, good evening and good night. And welcome back to the quick crypto and coin factory family, those who are watching. Right now we can see that there are some big updates coming for Casper as well that I think could do very well for it. But we can see right now, if you look at the market chart, we saw a mass liquidation early with Bitcoin. In fact, as I was going to bed late last night, I saw my community, my free Discord community here, going quite active, mainly spread with a lot of FUD, which is understandable because we saw Casper correct heavily as well. We saw Bitcoin correct below the 80k zone, saw it correct down to $78,000. As a result, therefore, we saw many alts bleeding heavily. I believe Casper at one point corrected about 8, if not more, 11%, 10% on the daily time frame at one point for Casper. Thankfully, Bitcoin's made a nice relief rally and it's back up to 84k, and therefore alts have followed in suit. But yes, Bitcoin earlier today did lose that level of support. It's recovered it now, which is good to see. But as a result, everyone was very, very worried. Casper, of course, equally came down heavily. But the good news for me is, once again, despite Casper getting mass liquidated at the moment in time, it once again held around this area of support here, which is around 7.5 cents, give or take, which is, again, seemingly the launchpad area we saw way back here. If we draw the lines, we can see in and around this zone here on about 3 or 4 occasions now, around here, and then recently, earlier today around here, we've seen Casper rebound off that zone. So this does seem to be proven level of support for Casper right now. Should we hold that, that would be a good sign of a price reversal and a relief rally for Casper. But again, right now we are in a Bitcoin dominant market, so it does heavily depend on Bitcoin. What happens with Bitcoin right now? We can see 61% almost Bitcoin dominance. What Bitcoin does, the market will follow. And that is precisely why everyone is very, very worried, because right now the alts are struggling. But with that be as it may, the fact that I have multiple opportunities now to scoop Casper up below 10 cents, I count myself quite fortunate. So we're going to get into the ultimately understanding of the market, the sentiment from people like CZ, Binance, and many others who believe that the market is still going to come back, and those even believe that the market's not going to come back. But then ultimately, as you know, we do on this channel, we try to always remain logical, not emotional, and try to also kind of have a positive outlook. Of course, if things are doom and gloom, we're not going to lie to you. We'll be honest about the fact of what we believe in. But right now, I'm still very optimistic about crypto and, of course, Casper. You can see from this first post here, this is Miles Deutzer, I definitely butchered his name, I apologize, who stated here that Bitcoin is decorrelating from the prior cycles. We can see here, this is the chart from the prior cycle. We see it's quote-unquote decorrelating here from the last few cycles we've seen. And CZ Binance himself replied to this stating, I don't know how to read charts, but we saw it decorrelate here, decorrelate here, decorrelate here. So it might have happened at different moments in times, but ultimately the end result has still been the same. This one decorrelated over 350 days after the halving. This one was more so around the 425 days. This one equally was a similar time. So these two are the same. This one was too early. All what's happened has happened early this time around. Does that mean the market is over already? We can debate about it. I think it's just because Trump came into power so early and because institutions are so desperate to get involved in the space, they caused this initial pump to happen so quickly. So this may, again, potentially correlate and lead to an earlier cycle top. But I think despite the acceleration of the SEC, which we're going to talk about in a moment as well, of their pro-crypto policies and agendas, I still think that it's going to take a bit more time, potentially Q3 area, maybe even Q4, for us to see a market top. But again, that's my own personal belief, not financial advice. But right now, again, this is CZ saying, you know, while this individual here is saying Bitcoin's decorrelating from the prior cycles, at the same time, it's nothing new to us. And that's part of the problem as well. A lot of people are making the rightful point that it seems so telegraphed. It seems so obvious. You know, this seems so, you know, it almost seems impossible for it not to be a bear trap. We've seen Bitcoin come off so heavily. A lot of people in this space right now have been here for quite some time. Not all the new retail investors are coming into play just yet. Majority of us have been here for a cycle or so, or at least we've done enough research to understand that those who have been here for a while are not worried about it. And therefore they're making the same, you know, logical viewpoints that, you know, this is just a shakeout or it's just a bear trap. But to just touch on the point, so you are, again, consciously aware of what I'm saying, we are in a new cycle. We're in an institutionally different bull cycle. Institutions right now, they control the market. The same way they control the stock markets and every other financial market in this space. They weren't here in 2021, 2017, 2013. They weren't here before. This is the first time. They wanted to get in 2021, but they didn't because of FTX. They're here now. And they don't want you to be rich. Hell, they want to do everything to keep the power of themselves. Despite crypto is so-called quote-unquote decentralized for the people, they don't care. They want to have all the monopolization of it. So potentially, they are causing this very quick pump, a fall-off, making people believe, oh, it's definitely going to come back. So people don't sell their bags, and then they completely liquidate you all. And then they buy when they are ready for it. Now, again, that is a potential viewpoint for me. I am currently still doing some trading here and there, which, again, we're talking about to members who are part of the executive community here. Where, again, for those who, if you're interested, of course, right now, probably not ideal due to the market sentiment, but if you're interested, you come on for free, 7-day free trial. We're talking about multiple things in there, from institutional research documents, what their money is looking towards, where they're trying to invest into right now, which comes to crypto and AI and stuff like that. Buy and sell outs for trading and whatnot, and there's a lot more we're going to put in this community as, you know, the market starts recovering again. But my conviction on crypto has not changed at all. Institutions have seemingly, much as they're seemingly dumping on the market right now, they seem to still be very bullish on crypto. So this is all information that we talk about in these daily streams, and equally in a lot more detail in this community here with our weekly live streams happening again tomorrow. So if you want to find out more, link to join it in the description on the YouTube homepage right here, and the chat as well. You come to us free 7-day free trial, and kind of just learn a lot more about what is coming to the space. That's why I don't choose to be bearish right now. So that's also why, if you are uncertain about trading right now, which is understandable, just watch the sidelines and instead start investing, because they can't really liquidate you if you're invested in the right assets. Just hold a DCA. Not financial advice, again, that's what I'm currently doing. I'm sure many people in my community as well are doing the same thing. The DCAing. Cody, Tony, Mr. Miles, Casper God, Taspect, Buffalo. I mean, so many people who, you know, Greg as well. So many people that I know in my community by name by this point because they're so active. I know they're still bullish on Casper. I know they're still bullish on crypto, and I know they continue to DCA into the projects when they have the dry powder, if you will. Because they understand what's going to come to the space, or at least they believe to. They choose to believe that understand what's going to come to the space, as I do as well. And some of them are trading, some of them are not. Trading may be a bit too risky right now because, again, the institution may decide to keep dumping, but for the real assets that I think have good utility like Casper, it will come back stronger. Vet Capital puts a post here. Shout out to Neum, I believe it was, for this scoop as well. Neum put in a post here, or Nee put in a post about this in Vet Capital here. Bitcoin has finally reached its CME gap between $78,000 to $80,700 price target. The filling in the CME gap is now in progress. Thus far, it's been partially filled. Ultimately, once we're talking about the fact that we saw a massive pullback, Bitcoin corrected below 80k, but now it is coming back up again. And then we had this post here that Cody put in earlier today as well, which is from Arthur Hayes, and he's got a lot of good knowledge in the space. He's been around for a while, and he is ultimately talking about the potential direction of crypto as well. And it's another viewpoint from someone else that is worth to ultimately band as many perspectives together to help develop your own trading strategies. Nobody learns from doing it themselves. They learn from other people and use it to compile their own strategies. Ultimately why you're watching my stream today as well, I imagine. You're not using me as a placeholder to say, I will listen to Jay to quit crypto religiously and he is the right person. I give you information and sources, and I hope you find that very informational and resourceful. But you should use mine as well as other people as a template to help you devise your own trading strategies. And if you want to learn more about that, again, we've got a whole community about that who's trying to learn more together, so you can actually actively ask what then their strategies are. Some people are going to be bearish, some people are going to be bullish, but it helps you get a kind of general idea of, the community sentiment with Casper in particular, but in general as well. So Arthur Hayes predicts there'll be more declines for Bitcoin, so hold on to your butts. And I'm inclined to agree right now, because despite the many incoming good catalysts for crypto, and equally coming next week, Trump's also allegedly, or not even allegedly, it seems pretty much confirmed that he's going to be implementing more tariffs starting next week as well. And right now there's going to be potential, therefore, for more trade wars, and the FUD's going more and more. So he states here that Bitcoin fallen below 80k mark for the first time in almost 4 months, which is insane. And market analysts believe the crypto assets could witness more bloodshed over the weekend, which again, literally we're on Friday right now, Saturday, Sunday, when the market closes, we might see some more pullbacks, then go maybe bullish into next week. Again, we'll have to wait and see. These words were from Arthur Hayes, the co-founder and former CEO of the crypto exchange and derivative platform BitMEX, where he said that we could see more declines below 80k before Monday, which again, I think it's possible. We have to wait and see. Let's look into the article here. So according to Hayes, Bitcoin is recording more declines in this current wave. The crypto entrepreneur revealed that he was tempted to add more risk to his holding on Friday morning. However, upon further analysis of the Bitcoin price action, he figured that the cryptocurrency could see one more violent wave below 80k. So right now, Bitcoin is sitting just around 85k or 83k now. It made a nice relief rally after having one massive liquidation here. This here is to shake out some of the long-term holders, but more so the traders. This is a liquidation event. This is what the traders will want to get hit. People who are holding Bitcoin probably won't get affected by this, because a lot of people would have probably got Bitcoin. People who've been holding Bitcoin for a relatively long time, talk about last cycle, they've got in worst case all-time high with 73k. So they're still up here. Well, not a lot anymore. They're still up. This is to liquidate all those people who are trading Bitcoin right now. We saw it come below level of support here. Level of support that seemingly was around 80k or so. We saw a mass liquidation. People who are trying to set their stop losses at 80k would have got liquidated, and therefore they started pumping again. So at the same time, come at 80k, but it had a nice relief rally. It's already back up above to 84k now. But according to Arthur Hayes, potentially we see some more, at least one more violent pullback below 80k before the end of the weekend over the next few days, which I do think is possible because of what's coming out next week. After the violent wave, which will most likely occur over the weekend, there will be triggers for a while. So ultimately talking about one more pullback, maybe it consolidates at that down level, or one more liquidation. Again, it could be a liquidation and come back up, or it could be just a fall off, and then we'll just see it chop sideways for a bit, which is boring, but that's also time to accumulate. And ultimately in these times right now, if you're nervous and a bit, haphazard about investing, which is completely understandable, research. That is not financial advice, but that is the only thing that I could suggest to anybody. Researching, having knowledge, understanding the space is the best thing you could do. When things aren't going your way, you don't just roll over and take it. You don't just be like, oh, you have to understand understand what's happening, why it's happening. Maybe use the time to look into other projects as well. If you're losing conviction in Casper, I still have my strong conviction in Casper, and it's not going to be shaken for even a second right now. But even now, I'm thinking, okay, so Casper's great. I already know that. What other projects are there out there that people are seemingly looking at that I can maybe use to hedge my bets into a little bit? That's again what stuff we talk about in this community here. We're looking at what institutions are talking about. While they're not naming projects, of course, because people who find this information would definitely benefit massively from it, they're talking about their strategies into what they want to look into and invest into in the space, what's going to be a big money maker for them, what's going to be very, very big, and therefore we're trying to identify the projects that may be able to get in favor with them. or just have the right infrastructure to, benefit from their ideologies. So if you want to know more about that again, Coin Factory Executive Community here, 7-day free trial, links in the description, chat also on my homepage as well. We're trying to stay ahead of the game right now. Even more so when the market's correcting, we don't want to roll over. We want to be understanding what the institutions want to do so we can stay on top. So we can see crickets for a while, some sideways chopping, here you are. Hold on to your butts, Hayes says, urging market participants to hang on as the ride is about to get rougher. In the last 24 hours, Bitcoin has fallen roughly 10%, which is insane. And we could see coming a lot lower as well. We saw over $932 million in liquidations at Bitcoin when it went down to 78k. And we could see it potentially come down a little bit lower. He said potentially a tumble between the 70 to 75k, which is possible because, as I highlighted in my previous streams again, in history, we have seen Bitcoin typically have a 30% correction. All-time high of 109k, 30% put it in around 75 to 70k. This zone right here. This is this 30 to 35% correction period for Bitcoin, and that is historically what we tend to see. Look back at the last cycle. This relief, obviously saw the first top here. We saw it chop down, 55% correction here. Then we saw it start to make a recovery. Then we saw a small pullback. That was 25%, or give or take. Then we saw it make an all-time high here. Or go even earlier than that. In the first rally up in January, or December into January here, we saw a pullback of 30% before we made an all-time high top in April. Go back even further. Again, this is all stuff you can easily do yourself. You go back into the last cycle as well. 2017-2018 cycle back here. We've got a lot more detail once more. We can see. Let's go into a similar time frame to where I went now. So we're looking around March time here. See right here. This top here, pullback, 35%. This is around, March 1st to March 31st. In a month period or so, we saw a 30% pullback. So this is nothing new to us. This is, again, history. Again, while the market is different, so you've got to, understand that fact. I don't think the market will be exactly the same as last time. Things could definitely go wrong for all of us. Hopefully not, though. But again, there's definitely a chance that over the weekend when the markets are closed, ETFs are, ETF market close, and things will go a little bit quiet. We might see a more heavy correction, 35% back, before we then start seeing it go chop sideways, before we start seeing a relief rally and start to run it back up again. So we have to wait to see what it is. Hayes still maintains his bullish stance on the Bitcoin's long-term outlook, stating the Federal Reserve assumption for money printing would push crypto to above 250k by the end of the year. Now, if I'm perfectly honest, and again, Arthur Hayes is very well in tune with the space. He's got a lot of knowledge. He's definitely someone who's been quite accurate in predictions. Me, I'm quite conservative. So I think 250k is a possibility, but I'm not hedging my bets on that. Me personally, I'm only looking at 150k Bitcoin, which is a $6 trillion market cap, which right now is about, just over a 2x from here. I think a 6 trillion market cap for crypto and a 3.5 trillion market cap for Bitcoin, so 150k is likely the zone that I see Bitcoin reaching. Because I don't want to be too bullish and therefore wait. And once more, again, I'm going to be doing my, analysis of the market, continuously trying to be reactionary. I'm not focusing so much on I want this asset to reach this price. I'm not thinking Bitcoin needs 150k. I'm thinking Bitcoin needs to get to this level of adoption and get overheated. And then I'm like, okay, it could have probably been near its top. Now I'm going to start de-risking my portfolio. At least that's how I tend to invest. I think it's the safest way to invest. I don't just look for a price target and take it all out or take some of it out, and then I play on the markets. I follow the money. So we could see some more correction over the weekend, potentially. So have the institutions killed the bull run? Maybe. Again, the conversation being said is it's a new bull cycle. They want everyone to be shaking out their bags. They're killing it now to get people scared, and they can buy the dips and have all the capital for themselves. But at the same time, I'm inclined to believe that actually, once more, the reason why also it's hard to determine, because as I mentioned, it is so telegraphed. It's so, dare I say, obvious that it's just a bear trap. Michael Saylor says sell a kidney if you must, but keep Bitcoin. One factor of that. The SEC being the more important factor here. They have ended investigations into multiple crypto companies, all in the span of 1 week. First was OpenSea, then it was Robinhood, then Uniswap, then Gemini, then Consensus, and then what's happened today? They dropped Coinbase's lawsuit. They spoke about it last week, about the chance of dismissing it, and today they've officially dropped the lawsuit. So in the span of 1 week, every single day this week, a new case, or even an old case that had a lot of, scrutiny behind it by the old SEC has been dropped by the new one. Not settled, dropped. That is a very big deal because it means the SEC does not care about saving face. They don't care about, saying, oh yeah, they honestly made a mistake, but we're going to try and make it. No, they're like, the honest SEC, they messed up so badly. Screw the noise. Just go away. We're sorry that the Odyssey was so stupid. Go away. Here, it's done with. Do what you need to do with the space now. That is huge news. And furthermore, so I just quickly gloss over here as well. According to Eleanor Terra here, Fox Business journalist, a new scoop, the SEC Crypto Task Force is getting ready to hold a series of roundtables with industry participants entitled Spring Sprint Towards Crypto Clarity. So what that means? It means going into Q2, they're going to start massive, even though we're seeing it happening now, going into Q2, we're going to see a massive acceleration of crypto clarity, of therefore regulatory clarity, therefore crypto bills, allowing the institutions to get involved as well. So that means, let's just say for argument's sake, we see all crypto regulations that are necessary come through in May, June time, end of Q2, mid to end of Q2, which I think is more likely right now, because again, we see documents from Meta and Trump and administration team that said they've got 90 days to do so. So I think it'll happen around April, May time, maybe even June, even more so May, maybe early April, or maybe late April. Again, we'll have to determine that. But I think we'll end up seeing these bills come through, and then it'll give the institutions about, a course, 3-4 months or so to start flooding into crypto. We'll see a top Q3, depending on how much they wanted to rally, maybe Q4, and then we'll see it potentially pull back again. We're playing reactionary to the markets, we're not just predictions are predictions, but ultimately playing reactionary is the safest bet, in my belief. 2 people familiar with me tell, so the first of the 5 planned roundtables to be held on the 21st of March, so that's taking place in a month from now, at the SEC offices in Washington, DC. Theme of the first meeting, I'm told, will be defining security statuses. Huge news. Very big news. Now that actually get into the nitty-gritty of, alright, so all these cases we've dismissed now, please tell us, you industry experts, what is a security? Define to us what's a security so we now know. So all the cases that were, non-fraud, they've dropped now. The next case step for them is, okay, all the cases now done with, now determine to us what is a security so we now actually can enforce the rights laws on this industry. Furthermore, SEC has now declared meme coins are not considered securities either. That may change, but right now they're not securities. In fact, and look, they said, do not involve the offer and sales of securities under the federal securities law. This is huge news. The beauty of the SEC statement on meme coins is its simplicity. It's not a roundabout way the old SEC stated about, we don't know, maybe, blah, blah. It's straight up, they are not securities. They're collectibles, just like how NFTs are. The question for the SEC is whether something falls under its jurisdiction, not whether it's legal or illegal. If fraud occurs, other agencies can act. The guidance sticks to the laws and precedent, avoiding vague concepts like decentralization. Meme coins aren't security because they don't confer rights to income, profit, or assets. Now, of course, meme coins are risky. They can be rug pulls, but that's ultimately up to you to do your own research and trade at your discretion. But they are deemed here not securities. They are collectibles, if anything. Their value comes from market sentiment, not marginal effort. And without investment in a common enterprise, there is no investment contract. This doesn't have to be complicated. This is a very, very big development. Although as a result, therefore, we're now seeing apparently Trump's organization has filed trademark for Trump to launch a metaverse and NFT trading platform. So things could get better or worse before. Again, it depends how you view it. Trump's meme coin obviously caused a lot of liquidity to suck out of altcoins, and then we also saw a massive rug pull situation on the Solana chain as well. It's a whole difficult situation, to say the least. It's hard to really put a pin on how to justify what's happening right now. That's the only way I can clarify it. Either way, though, you can take this news in your stride and say it's good or bad. For me, this is more or less just irrelevant to me. If I'm honest, for me, this is what's important. The SEC dropping all of the big cases besides Ripple's right now. You still got Binance's one. I think you still got Kraken's one in play, but those two could probably come to an end very soon. And again, they're saying that memes are not securities now. They're now saying we're going to be starting to speak into industry participants in a roundtable towards crypto clarity starting March 21st. That's something we're going to be putting in our community here in the Important Dates channel here. So those who are part of it, check out the Important Dates channel again to find out what's coming up very, very soon, from the CME, rate cut data to Casper incoming dates to just general crypto dates, stuff that you can equally put in yourself, not just me. We can keep up to date on what's coming when and then plan around it as well to help, again, build our investment strategies. Furthermore, in big news as well, CME Group, the world's largest futures exchange, is set to launch Solana futures. Very big. More importantly as well, $5.78 billion worth of Bitcoin and Ethereum options are expiring today. The long and short of this is, this means a very large amount of money is about to become effective. These options will become worthless. Therefore, this could cause increased volatility if the price of the underlying assets, are not utilized. So that potentially may explain why we saw such a massive liquidation earlier. That might potentially explain why. We saw people, get into them and then just sell it off again. That's just based on the small understanding of that. But this could, again, it's caused a lot of volatility today. And even Casper right now has gone back up to over 100 mil 24-hour trading volume, which is, we don't get it very often nowadays. So it's good to see all in all. I'm sure it'll come back in due time though. In a much confident and higher status right now. Again, dominated by the likes of Gate, then followed by the likes of MEXC, then L-Bank, and then Bit gets now risen up above Bybit as well. But if these two could stay high, it'd be very good for Casper, and hopefully signaling an imminent listing for other tier ones like Binance as well. Although again, I think right now the community now in the understanding that would be probably 10 BPS will be the catalyst for it, which I'm inclined to agree. But this is still quite good. Potentially we saw so much volume today, and maybe over the weekend as well. And interestingly as well, now I'm starting to go to the Casper news here. Grayscale Smart Contract Fund now includes Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, Avalanche, Sui, Near, and Polkadot. The fund, which rebalances quarterly, is market cap weighted and subject to a 30% cap upon each rebalance. The reason why I highlight this again, because Casper right now has only got a foot in the door as they're being considered by Grayscale. But they also have ETFs. They also have smart contracts coming out, likely Q2 if not Q3. Should everything goes to plan? So potentially Casper gets in this conversation here as well, which would be extremely big because Casper smart contracts, for Casper's infrastructure in its whole, 10 BPS, stablecoin smart contracts, it will be so, from my understanding of it, it's going to be so unique, so innovative that it will blow all of these other projects here out of the water. Much faster, much cheaper, more scalable. Decentralized as well, and therefore while I'll probably get very, very insignificant adoption in the cycle in regards to this sort of thing, it could maybe even make an appearance in this smart contract fund and start to scale up massively going through the years and through the months. So in that regard, then we have got some updates in that regard. I'm going to get into some questions quickly though beforehand. We can see Cash Jimmerman, welcome back to the stream. Hope you're doing very, very well. What a great day to buy some extra Casper. You know it. Falco, you're messing with my timeline, so I apologize. Typically speaking, I tend to go live every day in between 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. BST. Today I had to go early. I apologize, but at the end of the day, I understand that people can enjoy this stream on playback, so I try to at least get a stream out every single day. So if you can't join in, unfortunate for that, and I apologize, but you can watch on playback. But it's better for me at least getting a stream out at an unoptimal time than not having one at all, because I want to give you your daily FOMO, if you will. I love talking to everyone every single day. It also gives me a bit of a, I guess it's nice because I get to get my thoughts out there as well, and I'm somewhat OCD, and if I keep them bottled up, it'll drive me insane. So I like talking in that regard. What's up, Tony, my man? Welcome back to the stream. Stay numb, top of the important ones, and touch grass, breed. Everyone couldn't say it better myself. Touch grass, indeed. That's what I'm doing later today. Going out with some family, touching the grass, getting out of the space. Greg, what's up, quick? Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you too, man. Hope you have a very, very good weekend as well. Thede, I wish I had some more dough. Trust me, I know that feeling. Erica, welcome back. Hope you're doing very well. I hope that we will have a pump around Crescendo Party. I'm hopeful we could as well. There's a potential we do. We have seen, which I didn't retweet unfortunately, but we have seen that Casper are planning to launch their own Crescendo Party around April, I think early April time. Potentially we see a party and a pump around there as well. Potentially some event catalyst, Binance listing again. All of it's very, very all of it's potential as well. What's up, Greg, again? So confirmed, still bullish on Casper. Knew it. I absolutely knew it. George, my man, Casper is a long-term hold. It should be a good investment in 10 years. Yeah, pretty much. That's how I view Casper as well. Of course, I think I can make good gains in the cycle of Casper. Maybe better than people expect now. People right now are getting more and more bearish on it, saying only 20 cents, only 50 cents. I'm not going to talk about my predictions anymore. I've stated it already in my last few streams, but I do think it's still a possibility it exceeds people's expectations due to the catalyst coming through it and the space in general, depending on when the market tops and whatnot. Again, so we have to wait and see. But in the long term holding of Casper, because I'm going to be holding it and obviously have my strategy for taking profit and whatnot, but I will be holding it long term, 10 years down the line. Yeah, Casper is, a gem for me, definitely. Still bullish AF on faster and cheaper Casper. Knew it. Absolutely knew it. Love to hear it. What's up, Coin Senzi, my man? Casper, April, 10 BPS. Yep. The biggest catalyst of all for Casper. The first major catalyst for Casper. And therefore, like to see a lot more adoption coming through for that as well. What's up, Ronnie, my man? Hey, QC, listening while at work. Hopefully, Casper can change it so I don't have to work while I listen. Trust me, I know the feeling. Although saying that, even if Casper does take off, I'll probably still be doing these streams anyways because I just enjoy doing this. This is technically work for me, I guess. But I enjoy doing it. It doesn't feel like work at all. Although saying that, I do have like 3 other jobs that I do on the side hustle as well. And I would happily give up some of those as well, to be honest. So, yeah, hopefully Casper could hopefully let me leave those other jobs because it's too much sometimes. What's up, John, my man? Another chance for retail to fill bags. Lucky us, couldn't say it better myself. Going to Bitcoin, 108k, Casper 8 cents. That's again, very, very good analogy. A very good, good to identify that. Bitcoin was 108k, Casper was 8 cents. Now Bitcoin's come down 30k, but Casper's still holding the same level. Of course, we've seen some pumps and dumps and pullbacks and whatnot, but you just look at the market. That's another great, great understanding, right? Obviously, Bitcoin here around January early, 108, 109k, and Casper similarly around January early, came down here. Or this is February even so. We saw it come down 8 cents. February time. And now Bitcoin's come back from around the same time frame as around here, so 104k or whatever, come all the way down to here, and that time Casper's come up and come back down to the same price again. So, Casper hasn't moved in value by that regard, but Bitcoin's dropped, 30k. Give or take, 25, 20k, it's a considerable amount of liquidity come out of the market, but Casper's held strong. So, once more, it's just how the market's running, but I'm not worried about it. Casper's holding strong on the level. Casper could definitely come down to 5 cents. It may not. Right now, seeing a lot of strong volume and buy walls in and around these zones here. And equally around 8 cents as well. That's why Casper managed to re-get 8 cents right now. Maybe it holds, maybe it doesn't. But it has to depend. I think right now the holders, the traders, and the market makers and whatnot, the people who are manipulating the price of Casper, they're waiting for the big catalyst to start pumping. If you look at the addresses right now holding Casper, which I didn't preload, I apologise, but I'll load that up real quick. We can see the addresses holding Casper right now. Currently got 510,000 addresses. Seeing, some coming, some going. Mainly the crab disappearing again, which is they're not holding a lot, so it's not end of the world type of thing, I guess. But we can see when we're looking at this as well. Big issues is accumulating more and more, so they're making more money through these dips right now. This wallet's been quiet now for the past week or so, which is interesting. The last time we saw that happen was the last time we saw this wallet do that was when it first started buying Casper, and 2 weeks before the Christmas launch. Which, if I remember correctly, there was something about, again, I don't know if it's confirmed or not. According to Sin City Crypto, he stated that apparently Binance were meant to launch Casper before the end of 2024 around Christmas, and they didn't for some reason, because of whatever reason it was. But they stopped buying Casper around that time. So you could speculate, therefore, maybe they'll Binance get ready to list Casper again. That's just pure speculation. There's no facts behind that at all. But once we've seen the strength of Casper still showcasing right now, equally look at the Hashrate, which is also a very important indicator for Casper right now as well, despite the whole mouth on digital holdings, which we'll get into a little bit in the stream as well. Hashrate again is holding up strong around 1.4-ish EH, 1.37 right now. And we've seen some good spikes today as well. So showcase right now, even though Marathon sold 70% of their holders of Casper, the Hashrate has not dipped at all. So that tells you the strength is still there for Casper. People aren't selling Casper as a result. People aren't stopping mining Casper. Morning back to you, Buffalo Theory. Hope you're doing very well, man. Wait, how did you know I was lurking? You know what? I just did. I have a 6th sense for you now, Kryptoni. I know you're about. I'm trying to sneak in with the early stream. I announced this in my last stream. I announced it yesterday night that I'm going to be streaming earlier today, and I made an announcement in my community about 2 or 3 hours early. So I wouldn't say sneak in. You had forewarning. Welcome back, my man. TPH says in 5-10 years Casper will be to number 5 coin. Yeah, I think there's a good chance of that. If Casper does manage to release everything that comes out and we get the adoption and whatnot, especially if the KI makes some significant moves with Casper and their project institutions as well. Casper could be in this top 5 ranking in the next 5 to 10 years. I think it's a possibility. Igra is ready to go, I'm hearing, by the way. That is very, very big. We have got updates about that as well, actually, and I'm not surprised. I was going to talk about it as well, because Igra, they are planning to release their test net before the end of this quarter, so it's going to be pretty much any day right now, and that could be very big as well. But that's huge, because that's going to be a big step towards smart contracts coming out Casper earlier than expected again. Or at least a DeFi, a layer 2 building on top of smart contracts for Casper. What's up, Dilip, my man? I guess everything is ready. Listings for 10 BPS, and then 10 BPS is good, and then smart contract, $22 loading. I mean, I do agree. Everything right now is building up. $22 is a bit much, in my belief, because $22 Casper would probably mean around a 5. Okay, I don't know why I'm trying to do the math in my head. You're looking at. Let's just get a calculator out. So calculate out here. So you've got 20. Just do 26 round up. 26. Million, billion, and that's times by 22. So you're looking at a $572 billion market cap for Casper there. This cycle, doubt it. If it's that's Ethereum's all-time high market cap, by the way, give or take. Look at Ethereum real quick. Market cap. Yeah, that's above Ethereum's all-time high market cap. So everything that's coming for Casper, I agree that much, but I don't think we can reach a $572 billion market cap for Casper this cycle. In the future, sure. This cycle, yeah, I'm not that bullish, unfortunately, but I'm bullish in Casper regardless. That's not the price is not that it's kind of almost irrelevant at this point. Casper will go to top 5 by 2026 mid. Again, if we do that is for me. What I think it's also potentially a possibility is because there is talks that we don't get a typical bear cycle after this as well. Which again, I have information about that in my community, my executive community here. Potentially don't see a typical bear cycle correction, therefore we see a small correction and start to rally up higher and higher. If that's the case, then Casper, could get more adoption and go higher as well. Imagine Casper is $25,000 down. I don't even tapped 20. That would be nuts. Absolutely insane. that might be a future to come. Just stick to your entry and exit markets. Keep alerts turned on your exchange Caspians. If you're trading, then yes. Otherwise, then as my man earlier stated, just touch some grass. Have some time out. Is the storm over? No. Unfortunately, we're in the eye of the storm right now. We're in the eye of the storm, but we're going to be on the outs very soon, I believe. Right now, we can see fear and greed index is going ridiculous right now at 16, so extreme fear right now, but things are still looking okay. Jim here highlights that, the reality is markets have become much more efficient, and what that means is it's a lot harder to have an edge. With institutions being here, the markets have developed more and more, so it's hard to have, if you are quite knowledgeable in a market that's not matured enough, you can get that little bit extra advantage to get ahead of the game. Now the markets, everyone's understanding the same thing. It's matured, it's more efficient, so now you compete with other people who actually know what they're doing, so it's harder. And as soon as the majority latched onto the idea of a typical cycle timing, the odds went down. As soon as everyone thought we'll get a 2021 rerun or we'll get a Q4 top, the market's now topped in Q1 of January. It topped in January for Bitcoin. A different market. It's always a different cycle. 2017 peaked in December. 2021, it peaked in March, April, pullback, then peaked in November. Right now we've peaked in January. This may just be a relief rally, a small bear trap to then cause a massive pump coming in the next few months. But it does depend. This market's different. Try and play reactionary. Don't be emotionally logical, and keep doing your research. If you want to know more about, what we're talking about, you can come join a free community here. Completely free to join. We chill, chat, and learn more about crypto Casper every single day. Links to the chat also on my homepage as well. But you can see if Jim wants more here. Early peak and late peak were always in the cards, because both options would completely screw the majority of people over. We peaked really, really early, and now we may see a late peak again. Maybe we don't see a peak until 2026 January. I think it was Mila. I think it was Mila said they might see a January peak, and I think again it's possible. We have to wait and see. But that's just how it works. The market does not give handouts. You have to grind and work hard for your bags. Especially in that institutions here, they're going to shake you out of your bags. Knowing this, you have to take the game theoretically approach. Game theory is an art of looking at all potentials and making decisions in a way where you always win. That's precisely what we do in my community. And in these streams, we talk about Casper and what's coming and the market and macro and fundamentals. We're also trying to look at other projects as well. In my executive community here, we're talking about much more from institutional insight. So again, benefits there for well, if you want to know more, 7-day free trial. But we're trying to stay ahead of the game. look at all potentials to increase our odds. If you're stressing about price action, take it as a lesson and refine your approach, or just touch grass, take a bit of a step back, come back and learn more fresh. Casper's got a lot coming out to it, so congratulations to Casper Currency. They now got CoinOSwap listing that happened a few days ago. Humble here, so more application embraced and engaged with the Casper ecosystem. It will continue to thrive and prosper. KRI will process step by step. Again, that's the crucial element here. Step by step, Casper's adoption is going to continue growing more and more. Gradually, but surely. And that's how Casper takes over. It's not going to happen overnight. It will be a slow approach, but it will be explosive. Igor Labs made a post when they first announced their project in January 2021. So that's about a month back now. About their Igor Labs. They're building an EVM compatible programming called Layer AL2 on Casper's L1 that they're going to be releasing a test by the end of Q1, which according to Cryptody, he said apparently they're ready to go. So that is very good to hear, if that is the case, but the test will be coming out very, very soon. And I might have an opportunity to test some things out on Igor Labs. Or something related to Igor Labs. I'm going to see if I can pull my connections through. I'm hoping I can. But, Casper Currency, obviously they made a post about this as well, talking about there's so much energy building around programmable layers on Casper. Igor Labs shares with Casper ambassadors how they desire to fully align with the mission and vision to bring real world utility to Casper beyond currency. The whole interview is out already. You can go check it out. I think it's already in my community. If not, I'll relink it there. But Igor Labs is going to be building some very, very interesting things on Casper. And one such project that's apparently going to be building on top of Casper, which I am hopefully going to see if I can try and get some insight into, is ZeriaSwap. They're going to be trying to build, all the stuff here. We don't care. They're still building so much FUD. They don't care. 100 plus wallets supported, NFT-based systems completed, testnet, faucet, live, NFT staking enabled, UI redesign, mobile support, with major optimization and improvements, now in private testing. So right now it looks like all the stuff of ZeriaSwaps, which is going to be built on top of Igor Labs, is all now in private testing. With the sharpest mind of DeFi that are putting into the test. Coming soon, ZeriaSwap X, farms, infinity pools, version 3 pools, insurance fund, revenue, and all this stuff under supervision as well. A DAO, derivatives, limit order, revenue share. A lot coming to this. And again, I'm going to see if I can, pull some strings and see if I can, get a little bit insight into it, because it could be very, very big and give me some more conviction on what they're building as well. But, right now they seem to be putting out quite a lot, ZeriaSwaps. So I'm optimistic about it. Look at who they're following right now. We've got some more big accounts that are now starting to follow them. It's getting more well known. Casper EVM is following them. KNS Cas is following them as well, which is good to see. Casper.com is following them. Nacho is following them. Casper Silver, Christian Ludwig, he's a big name, is following them as well. So I'm hopeful that I can, have a little bit of a test and see what's coming to them as well. I want to have a see if I can. I'm going to see if I can reach out as well. That's huge. Huge coming to Casper as well. And again, if the testnet, it looks like they're already in private testing, so it's almost ready to go, which should be very big as well. But that's not all. Next week, I think could be, again, Arthur Hayes, if we could see some pullbacks and some downside this weekend, which I think is possible. Next week could be one for the history books in the sense of, we're going to have tariffs implemented, so we can see some more pullbacks. We're going to see on the 2nd and 3rd of March, so that's Sunday and Monday, the Crypto Expo event in Europe, where Casper's going to be in attendance there. With the likes of Binance, Crypto.com, Gate, and many other sponsors there as well. Dropping some alpha stuff there, which to my knowledge is stuff regarding stablecoins and smart contracts with Casplex, which is huge news. And we also know that the Binance mining pool distribution has been tweaked and now going to be dropped on the 6th or before the 6th of March. So again, sometime next week. And people are still speculating it could lead to a listing. Again, we have to wait and see. But that's going to be coming out again next week, which is very good to see as well. And then talk about Marathon as well, which this post here is from Jim again. And I think it's quite interesting, of course. Marathon will never be able to accumulate the same amount of Casper via only mining. Of course, they held over 100 million. Now they only got 33 million. They sold so much of it. And people are very bearish on that. And it is quite bearish. But it also can be viewed as quite bullish. Because now, Casper is becoming more and more scarce. 90% has been mined almost. Very little left to mine. So if Marathon wants to accumulate a lot now, they can't mine it ananymore. They haven't got the capabilities for that anymore. There's not enough left. They're going to have to start buying it. Seems like they only have 3 million left. They are far from being any significant holder of Casper anymore. If they want a significant stake in it, their only option is to buy Casper, which means you'll see the price jump up massively from, unless they do it cumulative, but either way, have to jump up as a result of that. And another question as well, which is interesting to hear from All day, my man. Highlights here. Casper, serious questions. Why would Coinbase want to list Casper when this would make their base superfluous? Irrelevant. And it's a good question, right? Because Base have just made an announcement about how they've got these flash blocks, which makes Base faster. 10 times. This 10 times change makes Base the fastest EVM chain to date, which is good for chain. It's good for chain. It's good for Ethereum. But the question's got to be asked. After Crescendo, on Integra Labs smart contracts, both of which are seemingly only two to 3 months away now, if less than that now, we will have the fastest and most secure EVM-compatible crypto with 100 milliseconds. So why would Coinbase want to list that? Well, to me, they might stand off. They might be stubborn about it. You've only now just got perps as of the last week, or as of like a week or two ago. We've only now just got Coinbase perps. But at the same time, these are a business. They are an investment strategy. Potentially, they'll see Casper, understand the significance of what's coming through, and therefore, they'll want to hedge their bets and get involved before it takes off. Or maybe they want to leverage Casper's technology. Again, Casper's L1 infrastructure. They start leveraging, having their L2s built on top of Casper as opposed to building on top of their own infrastructure. Everything's going to run through Casper. I still believe that much. We're early stage, we're early doors right now. But Casper has the potential to generate millions of dollars of revenue a month quite comfortably with very efficient infrastructure, with its speed, with all the big architecture coming through very soon, 10 BPS, smart contracts, stablecoins, Dagnite, 100 BPS, and all the other stuff that is, not even be talked about as a crucial factor, but still all the little projects being built up, the L2s, everything going to come to Casper. Casper's decentralized, and there's a lot more coming to it. So early doors for Casper, definitely. And this stuff is, will these listings come to Casper this cycle? For me, yes. Binance, most definitely. OKX, likely. Coinbase, if Coinbase is just Coinbase, it'll come late, peak of the cycle. But you'll see everyone else, I'm sure, Crypto.com, jump on board Casper. KEF are now trying to get listings and whatnot. People have lack of faith in Casper right now due to lack of price action, but I do still have faith that Casper is doing what they can do to bring more adoption to the project. The people like KEF and the KRI doing their own roles and own jobs to bring more adoption to Casper. The price is struggling right now, but the market is struggling. It's not a problem of Casper per se. It has been a problem for Casper for a long time. All of this was a problem for Casper, pumping too early. But now, in the cycle we're in, it's not a problem of Casper anymore. This is a problem of crypto. Casper was in a bad space, and then when it tried to make some form of relief rally, crypto came down hard. This is around, last week. Casper got up to here last week, and now it came down with Bitcoin. Casper might have gone through its relief rally and started to pump up here, but the market said otherwise because Trump started implementing tariffs, and there was a Bybit hack as well. In the last week, it's been quite, heartache for crypto. Bybit hack, BlackRock selling Bitcoin, more tariffs implemented. It's been quite a mind. It's quite a heavy, emotional time in the market, definitely. But when you take a step back, touch some grass, don't be emotional, be logical, and look what's happening in this space with Casper coming through very soon. All this big stuff coming out next week and weeks to follow. The stuff coming to the space. SEC's dropping case after case every single day. Making laws after laws to be bullish on crypto. For me, again, whilst possibly we see more corrections, and I think it's possible over the weekend as well after Hayes highlights, maybe even longer, maybe some more chopping sideways for some more consolidation to some boring markets. That's when you research, when you look more into crypto, look more into Casper. I'm going to make a video hopefully on some other projects tomorrow. I kind of generalize my top projects that hold this cycle right now, which of course Casper's going to be there. I think Tau's a good bet as well. I'm going to think about some other ones as well that I think are worth holding right now with the market sentiment that I see are going to make quite strong recoveries following the institutional capital that flooded into the space following these stablecoin bills and whatnot. Coinzenze, one of my favorite Casper streamers. Thank you very much. I appreciate it very, very much. I try to do my best here to talk about crypto and Casper. I'm going to try to expand to be a crypto content creator, but fundamentally speaking, ultimately my focus is always going to be on Casper because it's my conviction. I'll talk about other projects because again, I think it's worthwhile having a very wide knowledge of this space. But as I highlight in my streams every single day, the other projects I hold like XRP, like Sui, like C, like Tau, all those projects I'm hedging into them. I don't necessarily trust them a lot, but I'm hedging into them because I have conviction they're going to make gains this cycle. But the only one I'm going to hold past this cycle, I'll take profits, but I want to hold past this cycle is Casper. Definitely. Dilip says, I personally feel Marathon did the right thing. Now exchanges responsibility to distribute Casper, more distribution, more decentralization. I mean, to an extent, yes, I agree. As much as it's very fuddy and it's quite, bearish and it's upsetting, at the same time, for making Casper decentralized and more, to what it's meant to be, a, decentralized proof of work, peer-to-peer, medium of exchange, electronic currency, yeah, they did the right thing. Casper's now, to an extent, got less manipulation. More to the holders. As highlighted, for people highlighted, Marathon said it now means that the big holders are holding less. It's now the smaller holders. While it still may be whales, it's not the humpbacks that are holding all of it now. It's the whales and the dolphins and the sharks that are now holding more of the capital. Even some more of the octopuses as well. Making it more decentralized, more for the people, more for everybody. And that means there's less chance for it to be manipulated and crash. Because when if you got one project that, like, for example, XRP, over 50% of their tokenomics, over 50% is owned by the employees and the ICOs and developers and whatnot. So they could all, as they are insiders, join together to dump all of their supply. At 50% in the supply, if they sold it all, it would collapse XRP. And you look at Casper, for example, you've got 16 humpbacks, which does take up almost a fifth of supply because obviously they're holding a lot, but that's only 20% at the same time. So if they wanted to, and then obviously you can buy in the upper, but if you wanted to, have a conjoint effort of these people up here, the 17 up here, to sell, that's over 20%, that will definitely cause a massive correction. But because there's so many people that have conviction in Casper in this space, that'll probably just be bought up straight away, truth be told. It's only, it sounds ridiculous, but it's only 20%. Pretty much every other project in this space, if you go through them, every other project in the space, they have in the 40s and not up higher, or pre-allocation ICOs, VC backing and whatnot. So, it's a lot, but Casper, is still in a strong position, and you're seeing, decentralization increase more and more. This is currently at 18.5%. It is, with statistically speaking, it's actually the most decentralized project in this space, more than Bitcoin. Bitcoin has got like 23 or something, I think, percent of top 10 addresses, and even more so, top 1,000. Casper's more decentralized than Bitcoin in that regard. What did you miss? Quite a bit. Truth be told, it's ultimately just an outlook of what's coming to the space. Have institutions killed the market? Truth be told, is they've called an earlier top, which Jim's highlights here. They caused a different market, but and also there's a belief that maybe it seems almost too telegraphed we're going to see a double top or a recovery, because of it just seems so obvious how early the market cycle's been. But I still choose to believe that I'm hedging my bets, being cautious, taking a little bit of a sideline approach with trading. I'm still doing it, of course, as we do in my community here as well, but a bit of a sideline approach right now because I want to make sure that I'm not going to get liquidated so badly from these exchanges, but I'm investing more so, and I think a lot of stuff coming to the space still. Arthur Hayes says 250k Bitcoin. I'm still a bit optimistic. I'm skeptical about that price target, but I still think 150k Bitcoin is still possible this cycle. And then of course coming to Casper next week, everything coming out. Iglas apparently are almost ready, which is good to see as well. Private testing going on right now, good to see. So more to come, definitely. Hopefully next week will be very, very big. Although Arthur Hayes highlights, be careful for this weekend. We could see a bigger liquidation, potentially down to 70 to 75k. Just based on his market prediction right now, and he's quite knowledgeable. So obviously I'm just keeping an eye for that. Maybe it comes to fruition or not. I have to wait and see. Wallet 4 is secretly Giga Chad. He never sold once. Potentially. I mean, we have no idea what Wallet 4 is. I mean, people speculate it's Binance. Again, it's up for debate. It's been accumulating like clockwork. Been quiet for the last week, but I'm sure it'll start accumulating again. It's a matter of time. I'm sure it's an exchange right now, and we'll see a big listing soon. We've been saying soon for months now, so I'm sure you're tired of hearing it, but it's just the belief right now. Market is in dire situation, but the catalysts are coming soon quicker and quicker, and the crypto catalysts again are coming through quicker and quicker. Potentially March, as highlighted here, March might be the big time for catalysts when you start seeing these roundtables going through about the spring sprint towards crypto clarity. Around the time Capital releasing their 10 BPS as well, and smart contracts becoming around that time as well, test nets and whatnot. Big stuff as well. And also, again, potentially we'll hear some more news regarding stablecoins at this event, in in a few days actually, starting Sunday and Monday. Casper grew 70,000% against Mara, drained emissions to 9%, saw most of its distribution. No one knows about Casper yet. The FOMO, ultimately less inflation yet. I mean, yeah, no, I agree, Dilip. I do agree, yeah. Ultimately, Marathon got in early, and Casper grew massively, when Marathon was mining them or whatnot, and they sold most of their Casper to buy Bitcoin, seemingly. But there's not a lot left now. There's not a lot left to Casper. If you look right now, you can see it's only, just short of 90% mined for Casper. Next reduction, it's in 5 days. The emission schedule is going down, it's an aggressive emission schedule. We're here. So it's going to keep going down more and more and more. And it means Casper's going to be more scarce, and as a result, therefore, when the market starts to recover, simple supply and demand, understanding of the market is simple supply and demand. If supply is deteriorating, if it's going lesser and lesser, but the demand is rising, the price will rise. There's going to be less Casper coming out into the market because it's got such an aggressive emission schedule. So the price, therefore, is going to start rallying quite quickly, or at least likely. You should get adoption coming through, which I think is going to come through with all the major catalysts, like giving an actual use case, 10 BPS, smart contract, stablecoins, Dagnite, all that stuff's going to likely coming out this year. What up, Bingo Bango? Welcome back to your man. Hope you're doing very, very well. Have a great weekend and all that stuff. You good? But yeah, with that being said, things are looking, a little bit dire. Bitcoin had a massive liquidation earlier, but things ultimately is doing very, very well. Bitcoin, again, it's come down a total of almost 30%. So this could be, potentially the bottom for Bitcoin. Potentially, again, as Arthur Hayes highlighted, it might come down a little bit further. Maybe it comes down into this zone down here. Definitely a possibility, but I'm still not personally that worried. I'm not... If anything, I might take a short trade here. In the expectation it may go down lower. And I do think that we're going to be seeing some big catalysts coming out in March, on the back of tariffs coming out as well, which will be more fuddy. But Casper's got some big catalysts coming out in March for sure, and going on from there as well. It's quite unfortunate. This actually is the first, one of the few times in February we actually had a bad market. Normally historically February's been a very, very bullish market for crypto. But you look at February right now, February starting here, February is currently down 70%. It's one of the worst Februaries I've ever seen, actually. And that's also maybe a strategy of the institutions. Historically, February's always been very, very big for Casper, for Bitcoin and crypto. But now making it the worst February ever, there might be people thinking, oh no, institutions killed the market. It might be a strategy for them. Again, they do know what they're doing. They have the money to manipulate the market. So all we can do is follow the money, and don't be emotional, but logical, and trade with them. Waterfall is waiting for the dip to be over and the momentum to flip, bullish to buy. Remember, they are losing money like me and you, and also have to strategically DCA like me and you as well. Completely right. Again, completely right. They are constantly buying more. The average is probably around 13 cents if I'm not mistaken. They are currently down, so they're waiting for the momentum to flip, the volume for Casper to come back up higher and higher, the event catalyst, and that could be the catalyst for them to list the project. For me, it's a matter of time, and I'm bullish on Casper, and the catalyst coming for Casper again is going to be huge. The big catalysts that are going to bring adoption to Casper aren't here yet. It's not in full force. You look at your XRPs and your SUIs, they've got the money to help them pump. That's fantastic. They've got the institutional adoption to help them pump. That's fantastic. Casper's got not the money per se, but it's got the adoption for institutions thanks to Zodia, thanks to KRI, thanks to KF a little bit now as well, and then market makers coming through thanks to Marathon, despite them leaving a lot now. You got the 50 million IPO from Begin Blockchain coming through from Nasdaq. Hopefully very soon that'll be more adoption to Casper software institutions. So they've got some adoption coming through. And then you've got all the big catalysts in development-wise coming to Casper. A lot of the other projects have kind of almost finished developing, or they haven't got much more they can really improve. Casper is barely started. So that's, again, why I'm investing in a future technology. I'm not investing in something that's almost finished. Something that's barely started. Got a lot of potential, Should nations sell their gold reserves to buy Bitcoin? There's talk about them possibly doing so, but I doubt they will, because ultimately, what people do clarify Bitcoin as digital gold is gold. It's a physical thing. Crypto, Bitcoin is not necessarily the same thing. So you'll sort of see it along the same... Again, there's still a lot of uncertainty right now about a Bitcoin reserve as well. I know in the subcommittee legislative bill for digital assets that happened on the 26th, so 2 days ago, there was people there who were still saying, we do not want a Bitcoin reserve. So there's still a bit of a divide in that regard right now. We've got to see where it goes through with that. I'm sure we'll get one. But I doubt they'll sell the gold for it. But time will tell. Bitcoin reserve will be another big catalyst for crypto as well. seeing a massive rally as well, more locked up from governments in their reserves and whatnot. But with that being said, thank you everybody once more for watching today's daily Casper and Crypto FOMO, your live streams. Markets are dire. Market come down low over the weekend. We'll be back tomorrow at usual time, so around 8 PM BST. I'll make an announcement about it. We'll be talking about crypto and Casper and what's to come over the weekend. We could see more downsides, but ultimately things are still looking up for me, in my belief. Not financial advice, do your own research. I'll be re-linking this stuff probably over the weekend as well. All information is covered. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can see me repost it as well. Link to the description, in my chat, also my homepage as well. Come to your chat and learn more on the crypto community. Again, free community, you can join, and if you want to learn even more, there's a WAP there as well. You can join for a 7-day free trial and be even more locked into what's coming to the space and why my conviction is so strong. You can learn a lot more there for free. And if you don't like it, by all means, you can leave. But that being said, hopefully you all have a great day, good evening, and good night. Keep up the good work. Don't be emotional. Touch some grass a little bit, you know. Have a great day. And yeah, timing the market is better than trying to time the markets. Bingo, bango.